Bulls versus Hawks coming up in a little over an hour. We got Bulls versus Hawks. This is an opponent that the Bulls have handled very well today. Well, up until this point, and so it's going to be interesting to see Io if he continues his dominance over Trey Young. I think I read something that Trey Young may not be 100% for this game, also, which definitely, if Trey Young, and this is just boldness on my part, right? If Trey Young does not play in this game, is because he knows Io is going to make him look like a bitch. That's it. That's the only excuse for it in my mind. That's the only excuse that I can give it. And I don't care if it's right, wrong, indecent, or anything else in between. I really don't care. Trey Young does not want to see Io DeSumo in the game. I'm telling you guys that right now. You mark it here. I've said it, and it's true. Trey Young don't want no parts of Io DeSumo. I can guarantee you guys that. Guarantee that. So, yeah. But the Bulls against the Hawks today, it's a good tune-up game, right? An opponent that they're familiar with, an opponent that they've beat every time, all things like that. So I really do think the Bulls are going to have a good game. This may be one to help them get back on track and tune up before they face the Bucks. And what I hope is that the Bulls actually hold on to a big lead in this game, right? And then we can rest DeMar, rest Zach in the fourth quarter and handily have this game. Now, that doesn't mean that I think that the Atlanta Hawks are an easy opponent. I don't think that at all. And Atlanta Hawks are a very good team. But I do think, especially if Trey Young's hobbled at all, that the Bulls should be able to handle this game, right? They should be able to lead throughout. Can't let players get hot. You can't let the role players go off on you. All things like that. The Bulls got to come in, play with their heads up, activity on both sides of the ball, execution, crispness. That's what I want to see from this Bulls team. After the last two losses, I want to see this Bulls team come in and play really crisp, right? Execute on both sides of the ball, have a solid game plan. What do the coaches have designed for the Atlanta Hawks? I don't want to see them rest or look too forward ahead to the Milwaukee Bucks, because I'm telling you right now, as much as the Bulls have beat the Hawks this season, if the Bulls are at all not focused on this opponent and looking ahead to the Milwaukee Bucks, they're going to lose this game. They're going to lose this game if they come in not prepared for the opponent ahead of them. And I want to see them face this opponent and things like that. Blow it out. Go about your business. Prepare for the Milwaukee Bucks. Fuck Grayson Allen. All those good things. You guys already know how I feel about that. Do want to have an update as well on the post-game show for today. Post-game show is going to be considerably late today. Considerably late. I know I usually go on right after the game. Do not expect a post-game show for me before 10 p.m. Central Time, 11 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to still give you one. Whoever's there is there at that point. But it's going to be a later one. It's not going to be one of those days where I'm able to get online right after the game, unfortunately. So be on the lookout for those things, everything like that. Let's go ahead and get into the comments and see what we got. This is an impromptu. I had said I wasn't going to be able to do a pregame, but I am. So I don't expect to have a lot of comments in this video, but we'll get into it. We'll see what we got. Torian Whitfield says, "What's good, Haize? What's going on, my brother? What's going on?" Steve-O says, "All I got to say is Haize and Pat, damn, listen. God works in mysterious ways. That's all I'm going to say." Shout out to Ricky Fontaine as well, who was the initial one to put me and Pat in the connection. So that's all I'm going to say there. Not answering very many questions about what you guys know is coming, but just Monday is going to be interesting. That's all I say. Monday is going to be interesting and fun. What's good? Who's not playing for the Hawks? As of right now, Collins is definitely still out. I read that Trey Young is hurt, but he's still planning on playing from what I know. I'm checking the injury report right now. I'm trying to build time. My computer's moving slow. So Trey Young's listed as day-to-day. Collins is out. Of course, Lou Williams is out. So that's where it sits right now for the Atlanta Hawks. Torian says, exactly, blow this game out and rest. That's what, and it's not even necessarily about having a blowout, right? It's about the thing that the Bulls do that irritates me and a lot of fans is the fact that they have these leads that they don't hold on to. They let these teams come all the way back down by like 2-4. Now, they still end up winning the game, and sometimes they don't even give up the lead or let them tie it. But this fact that they don't have that breathing room, I want to see if they have a big lead in this game, them hold on to it throughout. Definitely. Facebook user. I don't know why it doesn't show you guys' name on Facebook. I think there's like something that you have to click to get it to say your name. I don't know how to explain it to you guys. I have to figure it out, but we need the defense to step up. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yo, Haize, congrats on Inside. What? No, I will never be on Inside the Chicago Bulls. Ever. Never. Not gonna happen. Never. That motherfucker can offer me $5,000 for an appearance, and I'll take it. I'll show up and literally curse him out the whole time. That's all that's gonna happen. Bro, I think we should bench Zach tonight. Listen, there are a lot of people that share this thing with, like, this is the thing, and this is the reason why I don't believe in benching Zach, because rest is not going to help his knee right now. Not the amount of rest that he's going to get in any time in the season. You would literally have to shut him down from now until the playoffs for any of that rest to matter. The night off, night in, it's not really going to matter. I understand we're on a back-to-back, and I expect him to be on a minutes restriction tonight, especially the Bulls are playing well and like they have played against Atlanta. I do expect him to probably play about 24, 25 minutes tonight, maybe even less than that if they are handily winning this game. But I don't think, I'm not one to say sit him, but I understand what you're getting at with that. I'm not saying that I disagree with where your head is. I'm just saying that I don't think that that's what the Bulls do, if that makes sense. What Matt and Dave going to do since I don't know. I have no idea. I said it on the show. I'm going to find out tomorrow with everyone else. I saw the little tease that that Matt and Dave and was it Will as well all posted. But I don't know what it's going to be. Clearly, they're covering all of Chicago sports. By the little teaser that they posted, it was clearly a Bears logo, a Bulls logo, a Blackhawks logo, a Chicago Cubs logo, and a Chicago White Sox. Well, not logo, but like things that pay homage to it. So clearly they're doing something with all Chicago sports. I would not be surprised at all. This is complete speculation. I know nothing. Let me be clear. I know nothing. They have told me nothing. But I wouldn't be surprised if they bring it back, Bulls Outsiders back, but in a way that it covers everything. So it's going to be the after game for every type of Chicago sport. That's what I think is going on. That's just pure speculation from my part. And they have more than enough talent to do it, and I'm happy for them. They've been saying that it's big. That would be huge. So we'll see. I think that's what it's going to be, though. I'm pretty sure this is just like my mind. I'm pretty sure that that's probably what it's going to be. This game is definitely going to be tough. Vooch needs to have a big game against Capella. Yes, need to see a big game from Vooch. And play him tomorrow. Yeah, I figured that's what you were getting at, my brother. It's Typics, my dude. LOL. I have no idea what you're LOLing anymore, brother. I got so lost in the chat. This is Adrian from Bulls Party Chat, by the way. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't show you guys his name. I'm glad that I was able to link in with Bulls Party Chat, because that is a great Facebook group. If you guys are looking for a Facebook group to have great Bulls conversations, they have some of that trade baitish like conversation sometimes, where you have people in that group who just want to trade everybody or something like that. But it's a really good group, and I'm glad that I was able to link in for them. And since I don't have an official group for Chicago Bulls Central, Bulls Party Chat is basically that. I'm linked in with them. I stream straight to their Facebook group. Go and check them out if you're on Facebook and looking for a great conversation with other Bulls fans. Funny thing is I just watched your video. What, my video, the pre-recorded video, or my video with Locked on Bulls? Which one are you referring to? I'm not saying it is much one game, but we need to win this game. Yes, we definitely need to win this game, Vinci. You're absolutely right. I do think that I have that feeling too, that this game is a must-win game. Like, just because of like everything that's been going on. So I get what you're saying with that. In the grand scheme of things, is it a must-win? No, but it definitely feels like one with how this team's been playing lately. Billy said Zach is going to play tonight and most likely tomorrow's as well, unless Zach needs to rest. Yeah, Zach is going. I expect Zach to be playing for the most part throughout. Hey, Haize, what's going on, Julie? Now, to go back to this, I do expect once Lonzo and Caruso are back that we may see Zach rest like the last 5 games of the season leading to the playoffs. If Io's still playing well, Kobe's still playing well, we get Caruso, we get Lonzo back, and they don't seem like they're really hobbled right too much, and they're ready to get back in the swing of things, I do think that we may rest Zach and get him ready for the playoffs. I absolutely can see that happening. I already got to Julia. My Julia, what's going on? Wonder if they try and play through Capella more tonight. Probably. I wouldn't be surprised with it. Ryan 8 says he's headed to the game tonight. Well, brother, I hope you show up with the energy of Chicago Bulls Central and the community here. Make sure you show out for the family, man. That's what we are. For us to expect the Bulls to be championship materials, this is crazy. One year, all the other good teams have been steps to take. Well, yes. I think the thing with Bulls fans, if I'm gathering what you're saying correctly, is like, yes, a lot. We have the taste in our mouth of being close to being a contender, and there's still a chance. Like, when you look at the East, there is still a possibility that the Bulls can make a title. But this team is not its final form. And you're right to that. The fact that we've only played a partial season together, and even with that, considering injuries, COVID, Patrick Williams being out, Kobe having a slow start, all of that, we haven't really seen this team get a chance to meld together. This team, this very same team, can very much be better. With some more seasoning and filling in a little rosters, replacing some people. But we'll see. It will all remain, and that's the thing. At the end of the day, for anyone who gets any fan who has their hopes and dreams wrapped up and think that if the Bulls don't do it this season, that it's over with and done with. No, we have a front office that is going to continue to build this team until we see that they aren't. And because of that, this window, you've heard this 3-year window so much from Bulls fans. We have a lot longer than the 3-year window, considering Zach, Kobe, Lonzo, Caruso, Patrick Williams are all fairly young players. And when you add into that, players coming off the bench, how AK and Eversley draft, the fact that they have their own first round pick this year, and we saw what they did with the second round pick last year, the mid-level exception, the trade exception. They have so many avenues to go to add to this team for a considerably long time. This team is going to be fine for a long term as long as AK and Eversley continue to show the foresight that they have shown. We're going to have a good team for years and years and years to come. Let's go ahead and move on to the next comment. Facebook user, again, I'm sorry, I hate that it says that. I'm hoping Tristan gets more playing time if Vooch is not up to par today. I think Tristan needs 20 minutes a game anyway. That's just where I sit, right? How you get him those minutes depends on who's playing well and who's not. But Tristan Thompson, this 16 minutes, I'm not really seeing, especially like you said, because Vooch hasn't been playing the best now, he's still averaging a double-double even, and that's the thing with Vooch. He's still going to get you your double-double. But yeah, I definitely want to see Tristan Thompson get some more minutes as well. You ever watch Gill and Purdue? Man, those guys have some good-ass breakdowns of how to deal with certain... Yes, I'm surprised they aren't in coaching, to be honest with you, especially Purdue. But yes, they are great basketball minds. DeAndre Jordan, seen in Chicago. Okay, well, that's good. He's still not coming here. Not the pod. Not what pod. They're both podcasts, brother. Any news on Caruso? Hasn't really been. What happened? Hold on, guys. Give me one sec. Production issues like a bitch. All right, there we go. Focus. All right, there we go. Camera had to get battery switched real quick, but here we are. We're back. I don't even remember what to say. No news on Caruso. Last time he posted on his IG, he was dribbling with his right hand. Seems like he's on pace, right? But I wouldn't expect him to come back early. He's gonna probably hit that 6-week time period on that 6 to 8 weeks, but I don't expect him to come back earlier than that. Hell no, Haize. You said you wasn't going to do no pregame stream. Yeah, I know. But you guys know. I be missing y'all. It is what it is. What Vooch will have a big game tonight, and everyone's going to say, oh, where are the haters at? And then when we play the Bucks tomorrow, he'll disappear, and so will those people. No, again, and even when we played the Bucks, Vooch didn't disappear. Vooch guarded Giannis very well on a few possessions. And so we got to stop. The thing with Vooch is that his impact, it's so easy because of his lack on defense to forget that even a down Vooch brings you so much. So no, nobody's going to say, I'm always saying where the Vooch haters at, because anybody who just continually blames everything on Vooch just doesn't know basketball, period. Because Vooch is, like I said, even this is one of the worst statistical category is in his career. And he's still top 10 in every category at his position. I'll take that. If you can tell me I can be top 10 at what I do in my worst year, all right, I'm still great. Yo, Haize, honestly, we can't win a ship with Vooch as a starting five, and as a Vooch fan, this has become clear to me. I don't agree with that. I think you have to overcome some things, and I am just going to let this camera do its thing, and fuck it, we're just going to go with no video for today. That's what we're going to do. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me put some pimping in it. All right, fuck it. We're going to keep riding without the video. You guys know what I look like at this point. Smear 60, we can win with him. Absolutely. I agree with that one. Can you guys still? Let's see. Why is it saying that my... Bob Summer says growing pains. Absolutely. Is Trey Young playing? Yes, Trey Young is playing today. Julia, Billy D, don't piss me off tonight. Yeah, well, he's going to definitely push you off tonight. You might as well prepare for that one. He's definitely pushing you off tonight. F camera, yes, it's terrible. Listen, shit happens. I forgot to charge the camera in between takes today. That's what happened. I forgot to charge cameras in between takes. We can fully discuss future moves at another time, but Vooch might be an attractive trade target for other teams next year due to his team-friendly expiring contract. Also, separate topic, but Patrick Williams is going to have a chance to shine when and it cut off there. Yes, Patrick Williams is going to get every single chance to play, and he's going to get every single chance to show that he belongs on this team, that he can contribute to this team. He's going to get every single opportunity to do that. So yeah, it's going to happen. Like Patrick Williams, and then as far as Vooch, the only thing that I think with Vooch is, yes, he can be an attractive expiring contract, but if Jokic is the plan, right? I'm not saying that I agree with that, but I know that's a conversation Bulls fans are having. If Jokic is the one that the Bulls are going to go after, you keep Nikola's contract and you let it expire out. That's what you do. So we'll see. Bro, you and Pat's collab is going to break the internet. I wouldn't say all that. Listen, like me and Pat have a huge and loyal fan base between the two of us, right? We know that. The community here at Chicago Bulls Central is major, and what they do over at Windy City Breeze is major. But we'll see, right? That we don't have a lot of the name recognition for people outside of that of the Bulls community, but we'll see. Haize, we ride no matter if the video is working. Smear 60, let's see what he always dropping facts. I spent months defending him, but now I have to come to the conclusion that we need an upgrade eventually. Okay, here's my question to you. Realistically, right? And I'm not saying that you're wrong. Who's a realistic upgrade from Vooch? Just really, the only real true upgrades from Vooch in the NBA, as far as centers who can also, you keep in mind, it's easy to say a center who theoretically brings you better defense, but the passing Vooch brings, even when Vooch isn't shooting the three very well, teams still have to guard him out to the three. The versatility in his scoring down low. Name the only centers that really simulate that are Jokic, Joel Embiid, Ayton could possibly get their cat, but there are not a lot of centers that are just upgrades, and most of those centers aren't available. There are not a lot of upgrades from Vooch who are available. I think that if anything, that the Bulls look to move on from Vooch once his contract expires, it may be to like spread that money over people and maybe hope that Marco develops. But as far as like outside people who you can bring in on a reasonable, keep in mind too, that once Zach signs his contract, now, yes, the Bulls and AK and Eversley can get creative and use expirings and signing trades, but there's not a lot of people who are just going to be outright available to upgrade for Vooch. So I want to see from you, Smear 60, give me who are your top realistic Vooch replacements. Bro working overtime now that he hosts Locked On Bulls podcast as well. Well, the good thing about the way that we're going to do Locked On Bulls is that those episodes are going to be recorded the night before. So yeah, listen, I've thought all this through. Everything has been planned meticulously to where, and it's going to be two very different shows. Locked On Bulls and Chicago Bulls Central are going to be two very, very different shows, and that's what I'm excited about. Haize, I like both teams, but I'm more of a White Sox than a Cubs fan. The only issue with trading Jones is Derrick Jones Jr. is a free agent this year. Unless Jokic tells them, hey, I'm not re-signing here, trade me this offseason coming up, that Jones contract isn't going to be a factor. We won't have Derrick Jones Jr. contract. He's a free agent at the end of this year. Big fan of this channel. Also love the background lights and design. Thank you, Pablo. But all I will say is this. So somebody asked, am I going to build a new set for Locked On Bulls? And initially, the answer was no. That was the initial answer. But I've been looking to make some upgrades in the studio anyway. So I will say this. There will be, by next season, it's not going to be immediate, there will be a whole new set for Locked On Bulls specifically. And I already have like this expensive ass Jordan painting that I'm putting in the background. So Deandre Ayton. Okay, I do like that, but is he realistically available? Right? If he is, I like that. And that's what I'm saying. And the thing though with Ayton is he's not as proven. He's not the passer that Vooch is either. Now they could offset that a lot by running the offense through Lonzo a little bit more, right? They haven't really done that when Lonzo was in this game. That could work, right? That could absolutely work. We got to ask ourselves. And the Suns who are our competing team, God damn it, there goes the camera again. Here's what we're going to do. I know exactly what we're going to do. Give me 1 second, people, beautiful people. Give me 1 second. And just like that, we're on the other side of the studio. You see how I do this? You see how I do this? I'm telling you guys, I got skills. This is the benefit of actually owning your own state-of-the-art studio. I just popped up on another side of the studio. It's like it never happened, right? Like it never happened. Bob Sommer says Cat. All right, Cat could realistically be available as well. I like where you guys are going with this. And this is what I do like about our community. And I've always said this. The thing that I love about Chicago Bulls Central and our fandom here is that we have people who are actually basketball minded. A lot of other YouTube channels don't have that. People would have been throwing out all types of unrealistic things. I like where you guys are going. Cat could realistically be available. The thing that would change with Cat is that would mean that the Hornets would have to say, we're going all in on Edwards, right? We're going all in, going to completely retool the team around him. But yeah, that's a possibility as well. But the thing is, too, we have to keep in mind, it's easy to just throw out names, right? But what do they, because those teams aren't just going to take Vooch for anything. The Bulls have no first round assets until 2029 we can trade. So that I ask you this then, right? For the Vooch people, for the Ayton people, it's not going to be as simple as just trading Vooch for them. Who on this team are you willing, and not just any throwaway piece, because they're going to want a piece. Are you willing to throw into that trade to make them buy into it? Because they're not just going to give them to us. So does that mean, are you willing to part with IO if it means bringing in Ayton or Cat? Does it mean that you're willing to throw in Kobe? Could very well be one, especially with his scoring ability now. I don't know how interested Minnesota is in him, right? But he could absolutely be one as well. Who do you throw in to sweeten that deal? Lonzo isn't a half. No, he absolutely can be a half court. He has not been used as a half court point guard so far in his NBA. Lonzo Ball absolutely has the skill to be a half court point guard, especially with other weapons around him. He absolutely has the skill to do so. Is it just me or Zach needs a statement stretch of games? Acme added DeMar, Vooch, and Zoe to take pressure off Zach, but he's averaging less points and less efficiency even before. No, that's not true. Zach LaVine's efficiency before the injury, before COVID, were up there with DeMar's. The numbers weren't, but he was having one of the most efficient seasons of his career before the injury. So that last part I don't agree with. Everything else, no, he doesn't need a statement game. Zach LaVine's what he means to this team and this franchise has already been proven. He doesn't have to prove anything else. Anything else. Now we need to see Zach have a great playoff run, right? We need to see that. We don't want Zach to be James Harden, right? And disappear in the playoffs. But no, he doesn't need a statement run of games in the regular season. AD, no, keep Mr. Glass far away from my team. Keep Mr. Glass far away from my team. If we're going to replace Vooch, I think we should look forward into the future. Player like Kofi. No, that's not gonna. No, another reason why that's not gonna happen is this team is trying to compete immediately, right? That's not to say that they can't take a younger player, but they don't need to have a player that young, right? They already have a project in both Patrick Williams, who's still very much developing, and Marko Simonovic. If the Bulls are moving on from Vooch, it's to bring somebody in who can compete and add right now, right? Who makes this team better right now, or at least keeps it the same right now, but then has a longer time of being able to give us that level of production. Derrick Jones Jr. Derrick Jones Jr. is an unrestricted free agent this offseason. So he could be a trade piece in a sign and trade if a team's interested in him, but he's unrestricted, I believe. He's not even a restricted free agent. So because of that, I don't know. Now, maybe I'm wrong on the restricted side of it, but I think Derrick Jones Jr. is an outright unrestricted free agent this offseason. Pablo says, I don't think the Bulls need to move on from Vooch. I think with P. Will coming back, it's going to take a lot of pressure off Vooch on the rim protection and rebounding side, which can help open up his offense. I agree with that. That's one of the things I've been saying as well. We have yet to see this team when it was built. They built it for the front court to be Patrick Williams and Nikola Vucevic. We haven't really gotten a chance to see that because Vooch was playing terrible. Patrick Williams was coming back from injury and not playing like himself until that game against the Knicks, and then he ended up going out that game. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm willing to give up Io, Vooch, or Kobe to get Ayton or Cat, but I'm the worst person to ask because my basketball knowledge sucks. Well, there you go, Trent. Troy Brown eats up $5 million again, but he's an expiring contract this season. Now he is now Troy Brown is a restricted free agent, right? So they could sign him to a qualifying offer, but again, if he's going to another team with more, it has to be a sign and trade. So that team would have to want Troy Brown Jr. That like he was a trade piece. This that's why a lot of people were calling for him to be traded, but he is a restricted free agent. What's good, Haize? I'm a little late. So Chi-Town Bulls versus Deep South Mecca Hawks final round. Now we should be able to get the dub this one. Yes. Hopefully they're not looking too far ahead. Keep AD far, far away from. I'm telling you right now. I've said this a lot of times. For those who watch me all the time, is going to be repeated for them. AD in a Chicago, I know he's from Chicago, but if he comes back to a Chicago winter, his legs are literally going to shatter. They're going to shatter. There is going to be a game in which he is playing and he lands and his ankle is literally in the stands. It's going to happen. No, keep Zach far, far away from the team. Deandre says, congratulations, bro. Big things coming. Hey, I appreciate it. We'll see as this continues to grow. We'll see. I've always said Chicago Bulls Central is my baby. That's my baby. And that's, as much as this opportunity with Locked On is huge, and I don't take that for granted because what Matt and Dave built there, Matt, even when he was with Jordan, what they built there, I don't take that for granted. Being able to inherit that is huge for me, right? But it's I don't care how much success we end up having over at Locked On Bulls, it's not going to feel the same as what Chicago Bulls Central has done, right? Because this is our baby, right? This is something that I started because of passion. You guys have followed it and helped it grow. You guys are, I've always said my community is just as big a part of the success as I am. I wouldn't have any success if it wasn't for you guys. And so it's always going to feel more special. This is always home. This is always home. This is always family. So we'll see. The big like the thing is, to me, I've already made it. Like that's why I can play this so calm, cool, and collected. This is why I can just be me. Is because to me, I've already made it with the community that we've built here. Who do you think will be ring chasers and will vet minimum be on the Bulls? I don't know. I'm really not looking. So I know and I understand why Bulls fans are always looking towards who we can add. I'm very much after the buyout deadline and the trade deadline. I'm focused on this team. I'll gear up my free agent speculation. All those things are coming in the summer. Those are coming. But as of right now, I honestly haven't really looked at it in depth, to just be honest with you. Here's what I will say about that SA life is that Patrick Williams' role is so easy for him is the fact that he has to come in and play smart defense. And the thing is, he's been traveling with the team. They've been having him watch tons of video. So I think he's going to understand what the offense is trying to do. But his role on offense is going to be hit the open shots that we get you, right? Hit those open corner threes. Take those open mid-range shots that you're going to get just within the flow of the game. But the defense, on defense, just come in and do your thing and know your assignment. So I don't know if it's going to be a huge lack. Man, I think if anything, how much he trusts that his body, because that's what we saw when he came back this time, is he was still working out, trusting his body from the injury. That's the thing I think biggest. As far as Caruso's a dog. Caruso's going to do him. I don't worry about Caruso getting acclimated. Caruso's going to come in and just play ball. Lonzo, very much so. The way that the Bulls use him to basically be a shot taker out on the perimeter, it's not going to take a lot for him to really get reacclimated. And Lonzo Ball has one of the best basketball IQs in the NBA. So I'm not saying that it's going to be immediate, right? I'm not saying that 2 games in we're going to be back rolling. I'm not saying that at all. But I don't think it's going to take as long as some people think. Oh no, I'm keeping this forever. Like let's be clear, right? Chicago Bulls. If I'm covering the Bulls, Chicago Bulls Central is always going to be around. As long as I have the time, the energy, and the blood in my veins, Chicago Bulls Central is always going to be around now. It's not going anywhere. It's not going any goddamn place. I can promise you that. So because of that, listen, you can bet on Chicago Bulls Central always being one of the most consistent channels, right? Not just with live streaming. A lot of channels are consistent because all they know how to do is stream live. I'm not that. You're always going to get great content from me and high quality of that content as well on top of that. Hit that like button for our dude Haize. Absolutely. Alana's back. Y'all didn't scare Alana off. Thank you for that. Alana, I was worried about these vultures scaring you off. Do you think when P. Will comes back, he will have playing time with TT? That combo is low. Yes, I definitely think. I really do. So the thing is, if Patrick Williams, when he comes, but whenever he's back fully healthy, whether that's this season, whether that's in the offseason, whether that's next season, Patrick Williams is going to get so many minutes on this team. I'm looking at Patrick Williams averaging about 35, 36 minutes a game when he's fully back and ready, right? I'm not saying that's necessarily going to happen when he comes back this season. But yes, he's going to get time. He's going to get a lot of time with Tristan Thompson, I think. How about JaVale for what? Is he bringing water to the other players? I'm good on JaVale. I'm good on JaVale. I've never been a big JaVale McGee fan, though. Would you take LeBron? Nope. Keep LeBron and Hairline James far away from my team as well. What game? I've always said, Alana, I've always said that March 14th game, I forgot who our opponent is now off the top of my head, but we play on March 12th and March 14th. March 12th is technically the 8-week time period of Lonzo and AC's injuries, but don't always hit that exactly, especially this team likes to reevaluate. So that March 14th game against Sacramento could be, and think about it, that could be a great tune-up game. It's March 12th is Cleveland, March 14th is Sacramento. March 12th could be a really good game because that's a playoff opponent, could be our first round opponent. And Sacramento is a good game because that's not a good team. That's not a team with many aspirations, even though I think they're flirting with a playing spot. So that'll be a good thing. And then March 16th, we got Utah. March 18th, we got Phoenix. March 21st, we got Toronto. I need Alex Caruso back for sure by that March 22nd game against Milwaukee Bucks because I'm petty. Petty Roosevelt comes out. Yes, we have our own first round pick for the draft. We have our own first round. We couldn't trade it because of rules where you can't trade back-to-back picks, but we have our own first round pick next year. So that's why I say AK and Eversley and I've always said this, right? I'm not saying I don't want Kobe to be traded. Let me be clear. I like Kobe White and wanted to see him stay on this team. But because of Zach signing a big extension and then possibly saying, hey, we can find another scorer for the bench in the offseason. We couldn't necessarily bring in a big and a scorer this buyout, but we could bring in another scorer in the offseason and a veteran one and maybe a more consistent one at that. If they package Kobe White with that first round pick, it could net them a disgruntled star, right? It could net them somebody who is just looking to get out their deal. Could net them a solid veteran. So be on the lookout for that. AK and Eversley couldn't trade that first. They can't trade it until they're in the draft. During the draft, they can trade that first round pick, but they can't trade it before then because technically they would be drafting for the other team and then trading it. But they can trade that first round pick during the draft. Are we gonna see DeSumo hit another double against the Hawks because Trey Young is out today? He's out. Wait a second. I just checked the injury report and it said that he's questionable. Have they officially said he's out? Because they officially said that Trey Young's out. Be on the lookout for Io to cook. Io's gonna cook. He's cooking tonight. Be on the lookout for that. Vooch may still have a big game, but if he doesn't have to expound a bunch of energy guarding Trey Young, Io is cooking tonight. Mark my damn words. I'm looking for any updates now. I don't see anything saying Trey Young's out. Like I said, the last injury report update that I saw listed him as questionable, not out. Oh no, he's actually available. It was tweeted out about 20 minutes ago. Trey Young is playing tonight, so he's not out. Who is your dream guest interview from a Bulls player? You mean like interview in life, right? Because I have other podcasts. You mean as far as in the sports realm? Joakim Noah for sure. Come on, man. Y'all know how much I love Joakim Noah. I don't think some Bulls fans understand Nikola Vucevic had to sacrifice the most between he, Zach, and Debo. Get Zach some early touches in the post, keep up his confidence, but he has to stay aggressive. I agree. He has to stop floating around the outside, which he stopped doing for a long time, and then he started going back to it. I don't know what's up with that. But listen, Vuce when he's on is very, very good. Very good. It's not going to happen. Listen, Tristan Thompson was not on. Listen, we got it. We add storylines to things because they sound good. Tristan Thompson has no reason to do that. Now, I will say if Grayson Allen tries anything dirty tomorrow, it's going to get ugly. But there's nobody's going to come in and be like, I'm getting kicked out because Grayson Allen. I can't wait to do something. No, nobody's saying that. This team, keep in mind, this team still has no goons other than Tristan Thompson. Nobody's looking at that for that. Will you have times? Listen, yes, listen. Time is not an issue. Time is not an issue. So I got time. Had to father real quick for a second. CBC for life, Bulls Central for life, Locked On Bulls for life, the Windy City Breeze for life, Bull Show for life. Y'all crazy. 6266 Jamal. David Williams, congrats on your success, and I wish you well in the future. You know what's so funny, right? Is that this is just me letting you guys in on something, not to stroke my own ego, right? Is that so over on Locked On's channel, of course, because that was that video announcing me, I was commenting to people, I was telling them thank you. It was a lot of love there. There were two motherfuckers there specifically. One person that completely lied on me, right? So it's this dude named Brian who was in Locked On Bulls thing. He was like, "Oh, this Haize dude is trash. He has some of the worst takes." So I commented, I was like, "What's the worst takes?" He was like, "You attack players." I'm like, who did I attack? You talked bad shit about Larry Marketing when he left. That was my third video I posted. In that video, I was nothing. I said that I wanted to see Larry stay on this team. So then I mentioned that he was like, "Oh, well, you probably changed it, motherfucker." Like, so it's dumbasses like that. And there was another person like, "Oh my god, let me unsubscribe." I'm like, listen here, fuck y'all, right? Fuck y'all, because everybody knows, right, that when it comes to Chicago Bulls conversation right now, Chicago Bulls Central is the place to be, right? And I don't say that cockily, right? Because we built that. The conversation that happens here is mostly you guys. But yeah, come on, man. Y'all gotta come on with that. Julia says, I am just ready to see everybody come back. It just feels like we've been beat up all season, starting with COVID and injuries. Completely agree with you, Julia. Alana, I hope they come back either of those days you said, because I miss watching them. I was watching old highlights yesterday. All sad. The thing about, like, especially Lonzo, like, not just take anything from Caruso, but like Lonzo on defense is just, for people who like really watch basketball and understand the things that don't show up on the stat sheet, Lonzo Ball's contribution, and I can admit I was asleep, right? I don't watch the Lakers. I hate the Lakers. Don't watch a lot of Lakers games unless we're facing them. I did watch because I love Brandon Ingram, so I watched more Pelican games than anything, but I wasn't really paying close attention to Lonzo like that. It was Zion and Brandon Ingram for me. Um, and so seeing Zoe now, seeing him be on this team, on my team, and getting to really pay attention to a lot of the things that he does, the little things, that is a special player. Special player. I love Kobe. But if we want to win now and trade for Deandre Ayton, Kobe, it's totally fine with me. Ayton is a young player. We already have Io as a backup point guard. Yes, but we still and that's fine, right? Because I do think, and the reason why I was so stuck on not trading Kobe is because the Bulls really had no path to do consistent bench scoring this season. And bench scoring is important. Like I've always said, there's never been a team that has made a significant run with bench scoring ranked as low as the Bulls were before Kobe started playing well. Now, with that being said, going into an offseason in which you possibly could trade Kobe, right? You can come out of Troy Brown Jr.'s contract. Matt Thomas is not going to be back. Basically, a lot of this Bulls bench, the back end is not going to be back. And are probably more attractive now to have a player sign for the mid level exception that you really, really like. Yeah, I can see that totally happening in the offseason. We'll see. Locked on Chicago Bulls Central. No, I can never mix the two. Never mix the two. Do you post Bulls content on IG? I am so sporadic with posting on IG. I try to take clips from the shot. Like I posted today, the clip of me saying that these grown men who keep saying they can read Bulls players' body language, and you guys know the rest that came after that. But it is what it is. You and Pat, that's scary. As the one thing that I do like about the idea and that brought me to me and Pat working together is this. You guys know I'm animated, right? I'm animated as shit. I'm lively. And Pat can get lively, right? Especially with his live calls. But when he's just talking Bulls, he has a more calm delivery. And I think our ability to bounce off of each other like that, and because you don't want two loud, extra motherfuckers on the same show together, right? You don't want that, right? I wouldn't want to produce a show like that. But to have people with great basketball knowledge and two completely different personality types makes for an entertaining show. So we'll see. We'll see. People need to understand you can voice your opinion if you want. It's your oh, listen, you guys know I never apologize for my channel. Never apologize for my channel or my thoughts or my takes. None of that. Never have, never will, because that is me. That guy that hated on you was probably owner of Inside the Chicago Bulls. Now, those are people that I slander, right? That's top notch, and Inside the Chicago Bulls can get this work every single day. Every single day. Every single day. Common sense says you can't give negative comments your energy. You are absolutely right. But as you know, I do have a petty side in me. So I know that. And the thing is that once I'm over there, you'll never get that energy from me over there. Never. Common sense. No way they would give. Oh yeah, you're gonna have to sweeten the deal with some other like that. I think he was saying because I presented a trade and I said you may have to add Kobe into that. That's what I said, and that may still even not be enough. Miles Morales, we got Spider Man in the building. First off, what's going on, Miles? What's going on? Body language. Bob Summers, Laurie was his no, but see the thing is, right, is that Laurie the issue, and this has always been my issue. Laurie come into a team and a franchise like we have right now, I think would have developed way better. You got to think Laurie came into a system and a coach that Hoiberg was almost immediately ousted after we got him, right? And Hoiberg probably could have gotten better out of Laurie. Then we had the dumbass come in and a front office that just drafted with really no insight or goal in how they were drafted. They were just drafting players hoping something was going to stick. I definitely think Boylan affected a lot of players' development on this team. Now, I'm not excusing because at some point, Laurie had to look himself in the mirror and play a little bit better, right? I'm not taking that at all away. But I think had Laurie was in a better culture most of his career, I'm not saying he'd be a star or anything like that, but I think Laurie would have did pretty well. I really do think Laurie would have did pretty well. And I honestly think that had we kept Laurie, keep in mind, look at the open corner threes that Javonte Green gets. So now, again, Laurie isn't nearly the defender or the activity person, but even look at Laurie's offensive rebounding percentage. Not as good as Tristan Thompson's, but Laurie's offensive rebounding percentage, the last time I checked, would still be the best on this team with how, like, Laurie would have had a lot of skills on this team that this team would have needed. Now, with that being said, it was Laurie's time to go. But if Laurie had a better culture around him, not that we probably still would have looked at Laurie like, damn, this isn't the dude to build a franchise. Like, never is he going to be a player to build a franchise around. But I think we looked at him like, okay, this is a solid dude. This is a solid dude. DeMar was named player of the month for February. He well deserved. Well deserved. D-Dub, Haize, I saw the IOs D on Trey Young. I thought we played pretty well, pretty bad versus Atlanta last time we played them. I really hope Zach can get hot and have a big game. We need a little more from him. Bro, you must not have been in here in the live chat afterwards because I said exactly what you said, right? I said that the way the Bulls played was not acceptable, but they were able to pull it out. And Bulls fans hate hearing that, especially on a win. Bulls fans hate hearing you critique anything that the team did bad after a win, right? But then look at the losses that came after that was literally due to the same things that reared their ugly heads in that last Atlanta game. But with that being said, the Bulls still have more than enough to win. More than enough to win. Alana says, yeah, I agree. I never thought we should trade Vooch. I think he's our best choice for right now compared to other centers that are available. Alana, speaking facts. Imperfect Kingdom says, I had hope for marketing. Yeah, me too. By the way, Imperfect Kingdom, what's the promo code again? Go to Imperfect Kingdom's website. Got dope tees. Yeah, you got promo codes for you guys. I got to write it down so I remember. I'm sorry. That's like bad promo on my end. I like Kobe, but if you had a choice for who you rather have coming off the bench and I see. This is the thing is if it wasn't Caruso, right? If it wasn't for Caruso, I would probably say Derrick Rose. But I don't know, man. I really don't think it's that easy because if Kobe's hot, Derrick Rose, as good as Derrick Rose still is not the microwave that Kobe is, and that's what we need sometimes. No, I don't agree with this. It's not even valuing your own talent. It's not drafting with a purpose. It's not thinking about how your draft picks are going to fit together. It's not having a outline for your team in mind. AK and Eversley have a vision for this team. When they bring in certain players, you clearly see what their role is and how you hope that they develop together. Gar Pax did not do that at all. Now, Paxson did that at one point with the Heinrich, Dane, Ben Gordon, those Bulls. He absolutely had his mind on what type of team he was constructing. Towards the end, they were just hoping, oh, we're just going to draft this player. Let's hope that they turn into a star. Let's draft this player. Let's hope that they turn into a star. And none of that shit worked. Hold on real quick. I got to yell at my son again. I hate the people that try to divide. Listen, everybody knows this is Zach's team. Everybody knows this is Zach's team. Anybody worth their salt, they know that this is Zach's team. Period. Shy Bull Central. There you go. Go to Imperfect Kingdom. Shy Bull Central is the code that you can use to get a discount on their tees. They have great tees. That DeMar DeRozan tee that I was wearing, that is from Imperfect Kingdom. Make sure you guys go and support them, follow them, all that good stuff. Well, I honestly, the best quality tee I've ever worn in my life. I wish Derrick Rose never got injured. He was my listen. To think what a Derrick Rose. Keep in mind, Derrick Rose isn't even in his prime. What Derrick Rose could have been in his prime had that injury never happened is scary, scary. Flight 8T coming soon. There you guys go. Flight 8T coming soon. Rick Fernandez, hey, Haize, my bro, congrats on Locked on Bulls. Everyone here knows you're going to hold it down. Congrats again. Go Bulls. Listen, I am representing Chicago Bulls Central everywhere I go. Don't be surprised if the first episode of Locked on Bulls I have on a Chicago Bulls Central tee, because you guys got to, everybody has to remember where they came from. And listen, I am everything you, because of starting this channel, I'm literally living my dreams in many ways, right? Literally, I got followed by freaking, like, Casey Johnson followed me today because that blew my fucking mind, right? All because, and that it all started with deciding to start this. This is why I said people have messaged me. I got a couple of emails about it. What is going to happen with Chicago Bulls Central? And I know people are really thinking there's no way he can support doing both channels. This channel is not changing at all. Listen to me when I say, and I've never lied to you guys, never have I sat here and lied to you. Chicago Bulls Central is not changing in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Period. All the content that you guys have been getting, you're still going to get. All the live stream you guys are getting, you're still going to be getting. All the craziness, Petty Roosevelt, all of that shit. Only here at Chicago Bulls Central. Yes, I saw that, and I will be talking about that tomorrow. I will be talking about that in detail tomorrow. It's probably going to be a rant. The hat is probably going to be backwards by the time that happens. Tomorrow's video, the pre-recorded video that goes up in the morning, is getting ugly. It's getting ugly. That's all I can say. Well, this is the conversation that I'm going to actually have too. Just know I'm going to be talking about this in detail. That's all I'm going to say. Just know I'm going to be talking about this in detail because I have an interesting take on it that I'm going to talk about. The best description I remember hearing about D Rose was that he had a Ferrari engine placed inside the Toyota. His body cannot keep up with the crazy athleticism and movement. Yeah, but they said the same thing about Dwayne Wade, right? The way that he moved, the fact that he always got knocked on the floor, it's so much. It's so much. Locked on Bulls now is super dope. Congrats, man. It's crazy. It's wild. What would we be if Jimmy? Probably was, the front office did not know how to build around Jimmy. Jimmy didn't leave because of his ego. Let's be clear. Jimmy Butler didn't leave because of his ego. The Bulls traded him because they did not know how to build around Jimmy Butler, which is that should have been the sign that the front office had to go, right? You did not know how to build around a player who you literally drafted, who is a steal, that developed themselves and worked themselves into being what would you say when Jimmy got traded? He was probably top 15 player in the NBA. Is that fair to say? Top 20 at least? And they just did not know how to build around him. That is a failing of the front office. Now, Jimmy got Hollywood as hell because of Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade completely built up his ego even more. And it's funny that we paid $40 million for Dwayne Wade over those 2 seasons just for him to eventually recruit Jimmy Butler to the Heat. That's basically what we did. Sharnice says, "Congrats, Haize. I don't know you, but I'm proud of you. Thank you. I appreciate that." It's funny because I was in a space today on Twitter, Hoop Spaces, and there was a Knicks fan literally going off, and I unmuted, and literally all I said is that welcome to post fan Tibbs fan base. Like every franchise that Tibbs goes to, he has 3 years. By the end of that 3rd year, you're tired of him. The players are over him. The franchise is over him. That's just Tibbs' motto. That's his MO. Oh, got a good question. Let's say Zach leaves in free agency. What do we do? Well, keep in mind, if Zach LaVine does leave in free agency, the Bulls then are going to have so much cap space. AK and Eversley with cap space, I trust that AK and Eversley will either go out and trade for a disgruntled star or convince one to come in. I have so much trust in AK and Eversley right now that I think we'll still be fine. I really do. Kingly, man, what's going on, bro? Fire show, bro. Let's get this W tonight. Flight 8 dropping at a light 30 in ATL. Okay. All right. From your mouth to God's ears, my brother. I'm going to take my dog out. I'll be out the chat for like 7 minutes. Well, we're going to hold it down. I'm actually going to be ending the chat soon anyway. So Tibbs is a good fixer-upper coach. The only way Thibodeau will ever get a ring as a head coach is if he comes into a team and they win a ring the first season. That's it. He will literally have to walk in and inherit a team that, like, for example, had Thibodeau, for some reason, let's say the Suns fire their coach and Thibodeau comes in and takes over that coaching, they can win the title in that first year. That's what Tibbs have to do. If you bring him into a team that needs any type of development, that's fine. He's going to develop your guys, right? He's going to develop them. They're going to learn how to play great defense under Tibbs. They're going to learn how to play great basketball, the X's and O's of it. But if they have to develop at all by the end of year 2 and definitely midway through year 3, those players are going to be over Tom Thibodeau. Completely over it. Zach leaves, we get Jokic, period. I don't know if I bet on that, but I get I definitely understand where your mind's going. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just saying that listen, this Jokic thing, you guys know, I've said this before. I don't believe the Jokic thing. I just don't think it's going to happen. I don't personally do not think it's going to happen because of the money that Denver can offer him. Now, with that being said, Jokic could be a player that's like, money be damned, I want to win. And I know AK very, very well, and AK's recruiting me. I can see a world in which it happens, right? I'm not saying that it's not plausible. I'm not saying that it's not possible. I'm just saying that where I stand right now, I don't think that that's going to happen. But Lord, if it does, keep in mind, if that were to happen, that would mean that at that point we'd have 1 year left on DeRozan's contract. Zach would be 1 year into his contract extension. We'd still have a young Io, still have Lonzo Ball, still have Alex Caruso, all under contract. And you add Jokic to play next to Patrick Williams. Woo! Listen here, that's a team. So I'm not saying that I don't think that it's not going, that it can't happen. And I'm not saying that it's not in the realm of possibility. Just with everything that I feel right now, and maybe it's just and this could be, I've say that we have it all the time. Maybe this is my Bulls fandom PTSD to where I don't want to believe that can happen. Maybe that's my brain literally saying to me, CJ, Haize, if you allow yourself to think it's going to happen, you're going to want it so much that you're going to be so disappointed if it doesn't. But we'll see. We'll see. Alana says Tibbs is not a good coach. He runs his players into the ground. He always has. He always gets hires. Bulls, Timberwolves, and Knicks. You see, he's destroyed probably what's left of Kemba Walker. Well, see, I don't think that he's a bad coach. I don't think that he's a bad coach. Those things that you said are absolutely false. But as a coach, right? As a coach, the X's and O's, the getting wins, the preparing players to know how to play championship level, really, really good level basketball, he can do that. And I think that's why he was so good as an assistant. But he is a good coach. He's just not a coach that I would bet on for long-term development. Tibbs is one of those coaches you bring in, and you, in the back of your mind, you already think, all right, we're going to bring Tibbs in. We got Tibbs for 3 years. Let's start looking at who we want to bring in to kind of finish what Tibbs starts in these 3 years. But see, and that's what I want to get into this so much, but I don't want to step on my own content. But what I will say, I'm going to leave it at this. I have looked at it and I have researched and I have really taken a look at everything. And there is a solid within the realm of possibility that Zach doesn't qualify for the Supermax. But I'll let all that be said on the video. I'm going to let that speak for itself. But I agree. Zach needs to stay here for sure. Listen, I hope this doesn't happen because Joker and Luka on the same team, fuck the league at that point. Fuck the league. Fuck the NBA, right? Fuck the NBA. You got two versatile players that can do everything on the court, just about. Oh, it's over for the NBA. It's listen. West, LeBron better pack it up, go back to Cleveland, take his hairline with him. Everybody might as well migrate out of the damn West because if Jokic and Luka Doncic link up on the same team, whoo, whoo, you talk about a super team. Whoo, that's going to be dangerous. Alana says, honestly, if Zach gets the Supermax, I won't be super mad. Look at all the previous stars who got the Supermax and didn't. Oh, yeah. If he qualifies for the Supermax and he gets it, oh, well, it is what it is. Jafiri, you must have not been around, bro. I've already announced this, man. This has already been announced, my brother. No, Shioni and Bellinet. Look, Noach, he doesn't get forgotten here. We talk about Noach actually pretty frequently on this channel. He comes up in almost every chat. Noach was great. If Luka and Doncic end up in the same team, they would still lose to Io in the finals. Oh well, bro, you got some big hopes there, Zach Lasagna. Bro, his hairlines have been in Cleveland ever since he got. Yep, you're right. You're right. You are right there. All right, I'm gonna end it on this one, and then I'm gonna go ahead and go, guys. Everyone keeps naming superstars, but someone like Kleber could make the Bulls a contender in the East. I don't hate that idea. I really don't. I really don't hate that idea at all, to be honest with you. Like I would really like Kleber on this team. I don't know how much he does to making them because they still need to fix some things, but Kleber's really nice. He's really nice. Jay Simeon says, bro, it's boring when you're not live. What's boring, man? Wait a second. Are you saying my videos are boring if I'm not live? Is that what you're saying? I know that's not what you're saying in Chicago Bulls Central when Petty Roosevelt has been making so many appearances here lately. No, Big Dave's leaving. Like Matt and Dave are both leaving. They're both leaving. No, bro, LMO, don't slip up again. All right, y'all. That's it for me for today. The game starts in 5 minutes. Like I said, a later live stream for me tonight. I'm not going to be live right after the game. I'm going to go ahead and post it right after I get done with this. 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 p.m. Central Time. That's when you can look for me to be live tonight, guys. But that's it for me so much for the guys. Nice. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for 156 people in the chat on an impromptu pregame show. I appreciate you guys so much for all the love and support that you continue to give me and this channel. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you want to leave a voicemail as well, I've been doing voicemails pretty much on every episode nowadays. 773-270-2799. Text or voicemails. You can also text if you don't want to leave a voicemail as well. So don't forget that. You can follow the podcast at Bull Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, bullcentralpod@gmail.com. That's it. Like I like to end everything on. Go Bulls. See red. Love you guys. Peace.